Hi, today we are going to talk about Fallen City by Adrienne Young. Fallen City comes out on November 4th. This is the start of a new duology from Adrienne Young. I have previously read Fable and Namesake, which I really liked a lot. I've read Spells for Forgetting, which I liked. I wasn't in love with, but I liked it. And then have a bunch of her books I haven't read yet. Okay, basic plot. This story follows Luca and Maris. It's a dual POV book. This world is set in sort of an alternate Roman history type of place. So there's a forum, there's councils, there's the Legion. Maris's mom and Luca's uncle are council members in the Senate. And how the Senate works there is you inherit that title moving forward. So both of them will take over for their family members when they pass someday. This book jumps back and forth from past and present. In the present, the Roman army is currently within sort of the lower part of the city, and they're attempting to breach and take over the higher part of the city, which is where the Senate and the councils live and all of that stuff is. Essentially, a revolution is happening within the ranks. The councils have lost control of the army to Luca and to Vale, who is also another son of one of the council, technically the head council member. But as you're reading the book, you don't quite know why this revolution has happened. So that part of the story you sort of learn throughout the book with the flashback chapters. There's also an element of magic in this where Luca has been blessed from the gods. So when you catch him in the right light, he looks like he has a circlet like hanging above his head, kind of like I picture it like an angel halo. And supposedly that means the gods have blessed him and they are agreeing with his decision to go against the Senate. In terms of plot for the book, that's kind of it. And that is actually my main problem with this book. Adrienne's writing is beautiful. I really like how she writes a story, but nothing really happens in this. You know what the catalyst is for the army sort of rebelling in this revolution to happen. You just don't know kind of how we get there. And I was kind of expecting something a little bit more epic, a little bit more interesting of why half of the population decided to be in a battle against the other half of the population. But it's not really enough for me to understand why that was the catalyst for this whole book to happen. And I know it's going to be duology, and I know there's a lot more story left to tell, but it really feels with how slow this book is, it could have probably just been one book. While I liked the two main characters, they're supposed to have sort of this great epic sort of love story together, this forbidden love. And I just didn't feel any connection between them. The whole book kind of felt very surface level for me. On the surface, it's a good story. On the surface, it's all the things I like in a book. I'm really into Roman stuff. I'm really into fantasy. I'm really into Adrienne Young, but it never goes below that. We never have any in-depth things about their relationship with their family, with the relationship with each other. The fantasy aspect of the world building is pretty much non-existent. Why does Luca have this God-blessed, halo above his head? We don't really know why. We don't understand the gods at all. We don't understand their impact on this world. Then other people start getting blessed by the gods throughout the book. So it seems just very willy-nilly and like it's not that rare of a thing at the end of the day. Some people wear it like a symbol, like he has the halo. Somebody else has like an arm circlet. Then other people have God-blessed items. So like a sword or something like that. So I don't even understand the rules surrounding the fantasy aspect of this book. And truly, because the fantasy aspect really has no bearing on the story, even in the slightest, so far, I understand it's a duology, you could have done this book with just no fantasy. And I think it actually would have been a little bit more interesting that way. At the end of it, I just wasn't quite sure where we were going with this story. Both Luca and Maris come from families that sort of lead the two factions within the Senate. So they hate each other. It's a very kind of Romeo and Juliet type story, if you will. But the uncle and the mom are supposedly so smart, so conniving, so good at being a puppet master of politics and all this. And then Luca and Maris, who have trained under them like their whole life, are kind of morons. Not to be too harsh, but they are. They don't really think outside of this tiny little bubble they're in, and basically everything goes to shit. Ultimately, I gave Fallen City 3 stars. Usually 3 stars means I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. I still think Adrienne Young is a good author to read. Her writing style is very easy for my brain to take in, and I actually flew through this book pretty fast, even though I wasn't super enjoying it. I don't think I'm going to read the second book, however. Unless it comes out and everyone's raving about how the duology as a set is so good, maybe then I would give it a shot, but as of now, it's not something I would pick up. Again, Fallen City comes out on November 4th. If you've read Fallen City yet, I would love to hear what you think. And hopefully I helped you make some decisions on whether or not you want to keep or skip any special editions of this. I saved myself a lot of money reading this one early. Thanks, everyone.